Test 1, 2, test 1, 1, 2, test 1. Okay. There's something, I think there's a million different ways that you can go about recording yourself, right? And among those ways that you can record yourself is you can sit down and look at a camera and just start fucking talking. And to me, when I think about doing that, I cringe. I cringe very hard. Or it frightens me. The thought of me doing that and posting it freaks me the fuck out. Right? And I think reasonably so. I think that there's a lot of different ways that one can act inauthentic when recording themselves. Right? I think there's something about the knowledge that I'm sitting down recording myself for an audience. I know that this is going to be shared and put in front of other people. And there's a million different ways that I can then act with that information. And 500,000 of those ways that I can act can come from not me, not how I actually act or how I want to act, but because I want to appeal to someone else. There's an incentive to manufacture behavior that I believe will win over the approval of most of the people watching, right? I want to be liked. I want them to think I'm cool. I want them to think I'm smart or funny or whatever, right? And I think that also when you sit down and start recording, and here's what screws me up, right? Is the presumption is that it's for a good reason, right? And that there's something meaningful or important or profound that you're about to say. And I'm not saying that when I do record myself talking, I don't feel I've got something important to say. But when I think about recording myself, or more importantly, think about sharing that recording of myself, my skin genuinely crawls. My gut reaction is immediately, who the fuck are you? Why would anyone care enough to sit down and listen to you talk about how you feel about some idea that you've hardly hashed out? Why do you think you're important enough that anyone will give a shit? Not even like important enough, but you haven't formally trained or gotten any experience which would elevate like the value of your opinion above that of a high school burnout, which I kind of am. And so then after that gut reaction, I'll just violently like cringe for a moment at the fact that I had the gall to consider myself worthy of building a career sharing my thoughts and my opinions, right? And also sitting in a room talking to a camera by yourself. The fuck is that? Right? That sounds pretty damn nuts. Right? It sounds fucking crazy. It sounds kind of really self-involved and narcissistic and fucking weird. Right? And like I've got friends getting degrees to become aerospace engineers. Okay, I got buddies working in IT defending the city of Hamilton from a fucking super cyber attack. Okay, or did. And that's real. It's real. Look it up. Cost the city like $6 million. I got a buddy who was just hired as a GM for a new Crunch location opening up in a city nearby. Right? And they were like, bam, right there. Like I got some successful people in my life building like real fucking resumes out there. Right? And I want to sit in a room and record myself talking about my ideas. Right? Now try telling that to your fucking grandma, right? Or your aunt or your uncle. Just kidding, you don't have to. I'll give you a hint about how that goes, right? Pretty soon after you start talking, you start hearing what a delusional idiot you sound like. Very soon after, actually. But ultimately, I don't believe this, right? I don't believe this at all. Like I said, this is my gut reaction. to cringe and berate myself because deeper down beyond them guts, deeper down to my fucking soul, okay, some form of this, at least, talking and sharing some ideas with an audience that I can engage with, and whatever branches from that, this is my fucking dream. Right? This is my dream kick. And this is what I've wanted to do since middle school. Right? I've known this for certain for I've wanted to do this since middle school, but I've known for certain that I want to do this at some capacity for 6 years. And what I've never known is how to start it. And that colossal cringe paired with the rest of life happening all simultaneously, and my own bullshit, my own inability to get my own stuff in order, perfectionism, I don't know. I haven't started it. But what I have is I've got hours upon hours despite it being fucking nuts. I've got hours upon hours recorded of just me alone in a room, just talking. Never any scripts really beyond maybe a couple bullet points. Just me rambling, right? Trying to play out a thought or an idea. Okay, so I think a lot, as I'm sure most people do, and there are times throughout a day when an idea will come to mind, and it will stick. And for the next 5 minutes to the next 5 hours, it could be the most exciting thing ever, and I can't think about anything else, right? But it feels like the most important thing in the world for a moment, or at least feels really valuable. And I know that thought is fleeting. And I know that if I don't write something down or record something or talk to someone about it, that the thought very well may just be gone from that point on, just lost forever. And there's something about that I genuinely find absolutely crushing. It drives me up a wall. And the career path I've currently lined myself up for, right? The one that I'm set upon now is is lining me up to have that crushed daily, right? Just so I've been working 2 years, this one job, this one labor job, 10 to 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, and we'll talk more about that another time. But it's a lot of hours in a day, and while I'm working, these are prime thinking hours, right? And I'm able to have an AirPod in my ear, all the while, right? And I'm listening to podcasts and listening to videos or songs and yada yada yada, whatever. And these things spark other things that spark other things, even without the AirPod. I'm just thinking about stuff, and I get really excited. And I want to run with it. I want to talk about it. I want to try and bounce it off of other people, right? And when you think about it, right? So this whole recording yourself, thing, right? Doing this, talking to you. Me talk to you, right? When you think about it, is it really that nuts? Because I have thought about it. I've thought about it a lot. And I don't think it's any less crazy than a person sitting down and fretting over the right words to use in a sentence when telling a fictional fucking story, right? Or a person sweating over properly shading the side of a tree, or correcting an asymmetrical eye in a portrait, right? Is ironing out for myself the right way to express a thought through like words and just conversation. Is that crazy? I think, of course not. I think that, as a matter of fact, it's probably one of the most important practices, not to toot my own fucking horn or anything, but I think it's one of the most important practices that a person could dedicate themselves to. And it's what I want to dedicate myself to as a hobby, at least. But we're really going to try and make it a career. We're really going to try and make that happen. I want to fret over thoughts and ideas and how well I'm articulating them and how honest I'm being as I articulate them. And I want to lose my fucking mind doing this. And for the past 6 years of my life, like I said before, I've known this. I've known that I really just enjoy talking. I really love talking to people. It's felt significantly less crazy than trying to do this part, and we want to branch into that. But just the talking thoughts out has been something that I find exciting and calming and good. Thumbs up. Because as unsure as I've been about whether or not I'm worthy or able enough to do a good job talking about stuff, I've always been certain, talking 100%, that I love or I hate or am otherwise obsessed with the things that I'm talking about or that I'm thinking about for good reason, right? That there's something there worth unpacking and delving into, right? There's something there worth adding a little tidbit or taking and showing to someone else and then putting a question mark on the end of it. Like, what do you think? Right? And then ideally hearing something back, right? So long as I'm, ultimately in entertaining the idea of like a YouTube career in the future, which sounds fucking nuts, but I think that that's always been enough, is that as long as I genuinely care about what it is I'm trying to communicate towards, and I'm being honest with my thoughts and my opinions that I'm sharing, and that I work hard to share them and communicate them in a way that's responsible and well-informed and I don't in a way that speaks to that passion wherever it lies in the right way, right? Then what's the harm? Where's the delusion there? And I don't think it's there. I don't think anyone's telling me that there's delusion either. I just need to say this part. Like, these are the people I worship too. Right? These are some of my fucking heroes online, or people who have sat down and written out a script or delved into subjects that are important to them, be it like a movie or certain themes or stories, their own feelings, just going through life, their own experiences and what they've learned from it. These are my fucking heroes. I don't say I have a rosary, right? But I don't say 3 Hail Marys. Okay, I say 3 Hail KaptainKristians, and I say glory be to StoryStreet. Okay, I love these people. These are my idols. I've dedicated a ridiculous amount of my time on YouTube and these other God-forsaken social media watching normal people just love shit. And watching normal people where the only merit or credential which like elevates their voices to the forefront of a For You page or some Instagram timeline is just that passion that they have for something, right? And the time that they've taken to dedicate towards it, right? And I know when like the words YouTuber or social media or social influencer are spoken, that the images that come to mind are generally idiots pumping out brain rot for 10-year-olds. Okay, but I mean, there's just passionate people online, all right? There's people who are taking a lot of time to write out scripts. 4-hour deep dive on Warhammer lore. Hell yeah, fuck you. Yeah, you try and comprehensively string all that shit together. Guy builds a computer on Terraria that can play Pong. Fucking what? All right, brother, you've got me. Let's do it. What the hell are you talking about? What's going on here? And like I've said before, I've dreamed about doing this bullshit since I was a kid. And for the past 6 years, I've known that this is what I want to do in some capacity. But what I haven't known and what I have never really done beyond, like I think I do have some video posted up on YouTube from some channel I've lost. But what I've never known is how to start and to follow through with it. Okay, and we'll get more into why in the next video, like I said before. But finally, right now, I've been laid off from my job, and I will be for about 3 months. Okay, during the winter season. Laid off indefinitely if all goes well, because they're gonna say, "Oh, Bailey, come back," and I'm gonna do that. But yeah, indefinitely if all goes well. From what I'm doing here for these 3 months, okay, I've saved up 33 grand, and we are all in. Okay, and if things start going well, then after these 3 months, I'll just pick up a part-time job. Okay, but for these 3 months, I'm not good at editing. Script writing, I don't do. I've written a bit of a thing for this, but like this isn't something I'm very practiced or disciplined in. But I've gotten enough written down that I've been absolutely losing my mind, looking to dive into and talk about a bit more thoroughly, that I hope that we can at least thoroughly establish over the course of these 3 months what I am into and what I'm working towards well enough, right? For the people who can get an idea of what I'm looking to do and be like, all right, nice, I'll tag along, I'll come along. So, formally, this is my introduction to you, Internet, and I intend on sticking around. So if you've got a spare minute or catch one of my videos while doom scrolling, right, wasting time, procrastinating, anything, feel free to stick around. Feel free to check it out. And I'm going to be taking a lot of feedback. This is baby channel time. This is very small channel, and I intend on growing it. So in the event that I become super hella famous, if you get in on this 3-month wagon, you're coming with me. Mile High Club. I don't know how much you're actually coming with me. I don't know you. I don't know you at all. And I don't know if this is going to be successful, but I'll tell you what, there'll at least be like a plaque or something where I got all the people from those first 3 months. I don't know, but this is me saying hi. I just needed to record this to get all the bullshit extra stuff that I was kind of thinking that was banging around the back of my head out. Done. Here we go. This is, we're starting doing the YouTube, so stick around.